Hello class, welcome to my CIS 9467 final project. In this project, I have decided to make a break-even calculator for my sister who is currently deciding to start her own business. What she plans to do is import carpets from India, basically the kind that you can see in this picture over here, and sell them in the United States. For simplicity's sakes, I'm considering that she's going to import only two kinds of carpets, size 1 and size 2. Though the designs of the carpets are different for every carpet, the cost of manufacturing a particular size of carpet is the same irrespective of the design, because the costs of raw materials as well as the cost of labor are the same for every size of carpet made. The main screen of the business break-even calculator is divided into 4 sections: fixed cost section, variable cost section, the revenue section, and the scenario section. Coming back to the fixed cost section, let's say that my sister has finalized a store to set up her shop, finalized area, and the rentals per square foot is roughly, you can say, around let's say $20 a square foot, and the total area of the store is around 250 square feet. So her monthly rentals are around $5,000 and her yearly rentals is around $60,000. Additionally, she would require $1,500 to set up a computer and a printer and other required peripherals. I have also set aside an additional $200 for stationery and other equipment. The store that she rents will be empty, so she would need to furnish it as well. And depending on her budget and what she wants to do, you can adjust the furnishing cost per square foot. Currently, I'm setting the furnishing cost to around $11 a square foot. So that adds an additional $2,750 to furnish the entire store. Now we move over to the variable cost section. First, we look at the electricity cost per square foot. I did a lot of research and I found that for most commercial businesses, it costs around $2 per square foot in electricity costs. This combined with the area of the shop, you have a bill of around $500 a month in electricity charges, and that translates to roughly $6,000 a year in electricity bills. You would also need to hire labor for the store. So currently, since it's a new store, I'm thinking that you'll require 1 employee to begin with. Maybe later on you might require 2, but currently it's 1 employee with the hourly wages of $20 an hour, which translates to $160 a day. And let's assume that we have roughly 270 working days in a year. So you have a total wages payment of $43,200 a year. We now come to the inventory section. When we come to the first inventory, let's assume that the cost of the inventory is around $50 a unit. And the amount of number of units she buys is around 6,000 units. So I'll just adjust that to 6,000. So this makes a total cost of inventory to be around $300,000. Now we come to inventory 2. Let's assume that the cost per unit is roughly $31 a unit. And the number of units she's going to buy is roughly 5,500 units. So then the total cost of the inventory 2 is $170,000. I've also added an additional miscellaneous cost of roughly $1,300. This can be adjusted as per the user's requirement. Now, once you have purchased all the inventory, you would require to store it at a warehouse. And generally, the cost for storing the inventory at the warehouse is roughly $1 per item per year. So if you have a total inventory of 11,500 units, that's 6,000 plus 5,500, the total storage costs will be around $138,000 a year. Now let's move over to the revenue section. Let's say that my sister has done the required market research and she predicts sales of product 1 to be roughly 5,000 units and sales of product 2 to be 3,000 units. So now that we have sold 5,000 and 3,000 units of product 1 and 2 respectively, automatically the total storage costs reduce because the number of units stored in the warehouse reduce. So now that we have set up our chart, let's look at the total cost. So the total cost to run the business for an entire year is roughly $624,000. Let's go back to the fixed cost section. So over here I can just put the capital required as $624,000. I'm going to put a little more because you may need an additional capital for contingencies. So instead I'm going to put $632,000. And out of that $632,000, let's say that she can fund roughly maybe 5% of the total amount. So roughly $35,000 she can put in from her own pocket. So she would need to take a loan of roughly $597,000. You can set the interest rate. In this case, I'm going to set the interest rate to 3%, and the loan period years, I'm going to set the number of period years to 15 years. So the spreadsheet calculates the monthly payment of $4,124 and a yearly payment of $49,400. So this is the actual cost that it is going to cost you to run the business for 1 year, and that is set up over here, $674,000. Now that we have set the table up, let us try to find out what should be the selling price of product 1 as well as the selling price of product 2 so that we break even. To do that, let us use Solver. All you have to do is enter the total cost, that is 674,202 into the value of section, and I have set various parameters for Solver to follow, and all you have to do is click on solve. Once that is done, you have the selling price of product 1 as $114 and the selling price of product 2 as $34. So if you sell 5,000 units of product 1 at $114 and 3,000 units of product 2 at $34, you should break even within the first year. These results are displayed in the results tab at the base of the worksheet, where you have the cost price and selling price of both the products. Now when we come to the next tab of the sheet, we see a quick reference chart. This quick reference chart basically shows the monthly payments at different interest rates for the loan amount of $597,000. So this is the loan amount of $597,000. It shows a range from 50% of that amount to 150% of that amount. The loan amount of $597,000 is sourced from the first sheet where the loan amount is there. So any changes in this will automatically change the loan amount on the sheet. And what this sheet does is acts as a quick reference or a ready reckoner for someone to see what his monthly interest rates would be at different principal amounts and at different interest rates. So this has been my project. Thank you very much for listening and have a very good day. Thank you.